Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Tuesday night, September the 17th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Quite an eventful day when it comes to Canucks news. So the two biggest stories obviously are Dakota Joshua and Alex Edler. And here I was thinking I was just going to do a show previewing training camp. So we will do that tomorrow. Tonight will be a quick show because, as you know, Tuesday night is my prayer night. I have to wrap this show up between the 40 and 45 minute mark. Full stop. So I'm going to do my best to stay on track. We're going to talk about three things. I'm going to give you a quick bowling update because it's my first time bowling competitively in a year since my injury. So I'll give you a quick update on that. And then basically we'll spend some time talking about Dakota Joshua, and we'll spend some time talking about Alex Edler. Mid-show sponsor read, throw it to all of you, and then we will be out of here in 40 to 45 minutes. Great to see everyone here, including people like Anula, who's back from a long summer. Yes, we are getting closer to the start of the season. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, lower mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe, so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos every single day. Pop 2 of them out today very quickly. You can like the video. There are 40 of you in here already, which is awesome. Only 8 likes. So let's get that up to about 20. You guys know how much I love the 50% ratio. You can leave a donation. Will you be the first to get the donation train out of the station? You can gift a membership, which is the same as a $5 donation, and it gives someone franchise membership for a month. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. And if you can use your M, your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So very quickly, 2 minutes max, I bowled for the first time in the competitive Tuesday night league in Richmond, now called Splitsville, not Lucky 9. I'm on a team. If you guys remember, it's 3 against 3. Number 1s play against each other. Number 2 plays against each other. Number 3 plays against each other. Each game, 4 games, is worth 2 points. So you can win a maximum of 8 points against your guy. And then you get 2 points for total. So you can win a maximum of 10 points against each other. And then each game is worth 4 points total when you add up your 3 guys. And then the total overall is worth another 4. So all to say, every week is worth 50 points to your team. Individually, you can contribute 10. So 3 guys on your team, and then 20 points for total. So we just did okay. We started off well, and then we kind of tapered off. So our team lost 32 to 18. So we only got 18 points out of a possible 50. So a bit below 500 already. But for me, it was a relatively successful return, and that I took 6 out of 10 points. So me and the other guy, we tied 2-2. We each won 2 games. I won game. He won game 1 and game 2. I won game 3 and game 4. I got better as the night went on, and then I won total by a total of 3 pins. My average, not great, 158. Score of 158. So my total for tonight was less than 640. It's okay for my first night back, but I should be at least aiming for 700 totals. So I won my matchup, but our team didn't, and I'm a team guy. So obviously I wanted our team to win, but most importantly, it felt great. Yeah, I got 1/3 of my team's points. Exactly. I got 6 out of our 18. And our anchor is really good, but he played against a very good anchor, and those guys are averaging like 220, 210, and here I am sputtering along at 160. But most importantly, it felt great that I was back on the lanes. Okay, enough about bowling before people on here say that I'm not here to hear about bowling. I'm here to talk about Canucks, and that is fine. Viper says I got 1/3 of the points. I did indeed. Carol says good for you, thank you. And first night back bowling. Yeah. And Jay said Tuesday night bowling. This is the big competitive league in Richmond. All right. Let's spend a few minutes on Dakota Joshua. Let's spend a few minutes on Alex Edler. So I think we were all shocked when we heard the news. The Canucks released a statement from Dakota Joshua himself saying that this summer, unknown to I think everyone, he had surgery to remove a tumor in his how else to say it? He had testicular cancer. So it's no laughing matter. I can say it without cracking up or whatever, because I'm a mature guy, and I'm sure you guys are all mature in the chat. But scary stuff, scary stuff. But and he talked about the fact that he discovered a lump over the summer. But he talked about the fact that he got into surgery right away, and he encouraged men to get checked out no matter how old you are. Like, I'm 50, I should probably get checked out. He's in his late 20s, right? And it happened to him. So I will say I kind of debated whether or not to do a quick vlog about it. And I said, because I didn't want people to think I was trying to get easy likes or easy whatever. So I actually recorded a quick video, just 4 or 5 minutes. And I really talked about the fact that was praying for him, was so glad that they found it. And I didn't even talk about, I felt wrong to talk about how does this affect the lineup, or how does it affect who's going to play with Garland and Bluger, or Garland and Suter. Now we can do that now that we've had like 12 hours to or at least 10 hours to process the news. But yeah, I did a quick vlog, and because I just wanted to express my gratitude that he got checked out and he had surgery. Yes, he is going to miss the start of training camp. He is going to miss the start of the season. But who cares? Like in the big picture, of course, we want the Canucks to win and do well. But in the big picture, it's more important that Dakota Joshua has a full and speedy recovery. And you guys have all seen the statement. I won't read the whole thing, but you can find the statement on the Canucks X account, where he talks about, that this summer he felt a lump, that he was able to get surgery. He won't be ready for training camp. And then, obviously respect his privacy, and the team will update us more. And he basically says he encourages men to get checked regularly for testicular cancer. So could have been a lot worse. But the most important thing is that he got it addressed. He had surgery, got the tumor removed, and now it's up to, hopefully it's a full recovery for him. And who knows when he's going to be back to playing? Who knows when he's going to be back to full strength? But obviously that's not important right now. The other thing I was thinking, I was talking to some friends about, I think it came as such a shock to everyone because this news didn't leak. And of course, you don't want news like this to leak, especially then people are going to be speculating or worried or fear mongering or whatever. But I think in previous regimes or with previous staff members, even something like this, it's pretty hard to keep under wraps. And it's pretty hard, or sometimes they announce it right away. Like today, Dakota Joshua had successful surgery. But the fact that this, I'm sure there's an inner circle of people who knew about it, but it didn't get out till today. So I was kind of impressed with all of that. Last thing I'll say about this, and then we'll talk about the ramifications. So I want to do this respectfully. Is I think we've all been affected by cancer, whether we have had it ourselves, whether we know someone who's had it, whether we've lost a loved one, immediate family or extended family or friends, or even people, celebrities that we look up to. Cancer is a very evil, difficult thing to deal with, a sickness to deal with. And, I know Gail had a cancer scare a couple of years ago. And I know that many of you have either dealing with it, have lost relatives because of it, or are have relatives that are dealing with it right now. So my heart goes out to all of you. And in particular, with respect to this, goes out to Dakota Joshua. Yes. And I won't repeat all of your comments, but a lot of people in the chat expressing their disdain for cancer, which makes a lot of sense. Now, the practical side, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but we have to talk practicalities as well, is we've been talking about how much competition there's going to be at training camp. So now a spot in the top 9 has technically opened up, or you can say a top 12, because maybe now someone like Sherwood or Hoglander fills in that spot. And, we were spitballing lines like Miller, Besser, Heinen, PD, DeBrus, Sprong, Suter, Garland, Joshua, and then Bluger, Sherwood, Hoglander, for example. And then we were talking about Phil DiGiuseppe, Niels Amon, and Sammy Blais on the outside looking in. Then we had guys like Atu Ratu, Jonathan Lekkerimäki, Arshdeep Bains with really, really outside chances. So 15 forwards plus another 3 makes 18 forwards, maybe vying for 12 spots plus a couple extra spots. So with Dakota Joshua likely penciled in as a third liner, a spot opens up on that left wing. So maybe Sherwood gets to play up there. Maybe Hoglander gets to play up there. And now you can do a fourth line of Sherwood with Bluger or Suter and a Phil DiGiuseppe or Neil Zaman or Sammy Blais. So because, Dakota Joshua was a shoo-in to make the opening night roster, and now he won't be ready, it does open up a spot. So that's something we can talk about more in depth tomorrow when I do my training camp preview. And then most people, we were talking about, Ricky saying that Sammy will now make the team and will fill in fine. And so there's going to be a lot of speculation and a lot of opportunity now, admittedly, for another forward who might not have made it, or everyone kind of bumps up a little bit as well. And many of you are expressing, your thoughts, your well wishes, your prayers for Dakota Joshua, a full and speedy recovery. Some of you are sharing, sharing your own experiences with cancer. And I'm very grateful and thankful that you guys feel comfortable to do so in the chat for sure. So thank you. Thank you for just being a really good community and being able to talk about something like this, letting me talk about something like this and get doing it with the proper respect and the proper perspective, I think. And that's what news like today gives us. It indeed gives us perspective. Second thing I want to talk about really quickly is Alex Edler. Alex Edler, it's come up a couple of times. I think Fangirls asked me before and others have asked me, do you think Alex Edler will retire as a Canuck? Are they going to do Ring of Honor? Are they going to do a one-day jersey retirement? Well, they haven't said no to the Ring. Obviously, he's not going to do a one-day career retirement, not jersey retirement. So I don't think he's good enough to get his jersey retired by the Canucks. I think he's kind of borderline Ring of Honor. But to start off, he is going to sign a one-day contract to sign with the Vancouver Canucks. So he can retire as a Vancouver Canuck. And you look at Alex Edler's, you look at his career with the Canucks, and it's pretty darn impressive. He was drafted in 2004, 20 years ago, in the third round. He's had a career spanning 1,000 games, and 90% of those have been with the Vancouver Canucks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 seasons with the Vancouver Canucks. And look how consistent, he started off his career really good. Look at this, 37 points, 42, 33, 49. And then he kind of settled into a 20, 30 point guy, 22, 22, 31, 20. Durable, not really. He's got an 82 game, 80 here, but a lot of 52, 59, 56, 70, 68, 52, 63. I know there are a couple shortened seasons in there, but really, unfortunately, he wasn't injury prone because he lasted 17 seasons in the NHL, but certainly didn't do full seasons. And then he had 2 years in LA, and then last year did not play because you can see that his last season was actually with the LA Kings in 2022, 2023, but 1,000 games and 439 points. And Irvin asked this, and I'm going to talk about this right now. For now, Alex Edler is still the all-time franchise point getter. So check this out. This is both an honor of Alex Edler and also showing just how good Quinn Hughes is. Right before I get to that, though, I almost missed this. I want to give a shout out to Jaskaran, who gets the donation train out of the station once again. So let's give some love to Jaskaran in the chat. Jaskaran with a $3 donation. Thank you, Jaskaran. Says, I love Joshua. Prayers for him. Well, you don't have to use past tense. Joshua is still with us. He's not playing right now. So you can say you love Joshua. You can say whatever you want, technically. But yes, Jaskaran loves Joshua and prayers for him indeed. So thank you for those kind sentiments. Thank you for the donation. Let's give Jaskaran some love in the chat. So I was just going to talk about the all-time scoring leaders for the Canucks defensemen. This is crazy. So again, we're not throwing shade at Alex Edler, who had 925 games and had 409 points. But look at Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes has played about 40% of the games that Alex Edler has played, and he has basically 75% of Alex Edler's, over that, 80% of Alex Edler's points. So again, Hughes, he's only 67 plus 9. He's only 76 points away. There's a probably good chance that at the end of the season, this number of games played is going to be about 440, right? 80 more games, 440, 445. And then his point total is going to be at 410. So Quinn Hughes will, in his sixth season or whatever this is going to be, is going to pass what took Alex Edler 15 seasons. And again, that's not shade on Alex Edler. That is showing just how good Quinn Hughes is. No problem. No need to apologize. I actually didn't talk about this part. I did speak about my bowling already. Yeah, this is the game I'm going to, because remember, I'm not going to the home opener on Wednesday, October the 9th, because it's Wednesday night and that's my church night, as you guys know. I mean, Tuesday night's my church night, my prayer hour. Wednesday night, I run the religious education program. So I'm not going on Wednesday the 9th, but I am going on Friday the 11th, which is my dad's 20th death anniversary, 20 years. So it's kind of appropriate that I'm going to a Canucks game on my dad's death anniversary, given that he was the one who made me a Canucks fan. I was going to see the debut of Michkov, and now I'm going to be there for Alex Edler's retirement night. So it should be a lot of fun. And then I come home, prepare, and then I'm doing my 24-hour live stream October 12th and 13th. So that's going to be a crazy weekend, but I'm looking forward to it for sure. Irvin talking about the game that Edler blew up Drew Doughty. Yeah, that was pretty cool. A couple other things. I actually liked Matthias Olin more than Edler. Like, I like Edler's fine, but I thought Matthias Olin was actually better. And I think points per game, he is a little bit better. Played in a few fewer seasons, cut short by injury. And then Lume was good. Dennis Kearns, Doug Litzer, Kevin Bieksa, Sammy Salo. So I'm just trying to think. I'm just curious who's the next active guy on our team right now. Tyler Myers is 26 with 106 points. Not sure how much higher he's going to climb. And Philip Hronek, after one season, 49 points, basically one season, is already 47th. So he will shoot up the ranks quite quickly as well. Yeah, great point. Too bad for Ehrhoff. Edler, that Ehrhoff didn't stick around a lot longer. They were a great team for sure. Michael saying Olin always seems to get forgetting. Yeah, he was before Quinn Hughes, Michael. I thought that he was the best Canucks player, Canucks defenseman in franchise history. A couple of things I want to talk about, and then I'll do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I'll do 20 minutes of answering your questions. There was a great interview with Patrick Allvin that Thomas Drance did for The Athletic. Some highlights included how he wants Lekkerimäki and Aturatu to push for spots this year, how he thinks Brock Besser could have scored 50 goals last season. And I think aside from the goaltending, that Brock Besser story, I think is going to be the biggest story for me this season, is how well we play. Does he recover fully from the blood clot? And what's his next contract going to look like? And how are negotiations going to go with the Vancouver Canucks? Thank you for the dabbing emojis, BC. So that's one thing. If you are an Athletic subscriber, go check that out. And yeah, a really good interview with Patrick Allvin. And like I said, today, not so much a training camp preview, even though I initially called it training camp is 2 days away, but I changed the title to Dakota Joshua recovering, Alex Edler retiring. And if you're following me on my channel today, I actually made quick videos about both of those topics. I will do a full training camp preview tomorrow in my stream. All right, let's do the Mitchell sponsor read, and then I'll allow a lot of time for your questions. So don't write them in just yet, and or maybe you want to share Alex Edler memories, whatever it may be. But let me do my Mitchell sponsor read first. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay. Receive a free 5-day workout. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, to like the video. That's good. We got up to 20 likes now. There's 60 of you in here, which is pretty good for Tuesday nights. You can leave a donation like Jaskrin has done. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, and use your monthly membership message. And then if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. And a couple quick announcements. Don't forget, Continuing with my 11 o'clock shows this week. We did Canucks After Dark yesterday, games night last night. So I'll still have shows Wednesday night, which is the training camp preview, and then Thursday night, which will be wrapping up day one of training camp. Merchandise coming soon, just waiting for it to show up at my door so I can show it off to you guys and open up the store. And then 24-hour live stream, now less than a month away, which I'm very excited about. All right, friends, I will answer questions, and if I have time, highlight comments as well. Edler was the last active player to have worn the original Navy Maroon Orchid jersey. I did not know that. Very cool. I love that we are back on full-time for streams. I love the fact that you love it, Jasker, and I feel good. I have energy, although tomorrow's going to be a little bit stressful, but that's on me. I did it to myself. But overall, I have a lot of energy, and I'm happy to be back every night at 11 p.m. This is my spot, my time on YouTube. What is my favorite Edler moment as a Canuck? Admittedly, I don't have a lot of them, but I do remember that he was on the ice with the two Sedins and Bo Horvat when the Sedins scored their final goal at Rogers Arena in their second to last game as a Vancouver Canuck. For some reason, that is the memory I have of him. I also remember that he used to be quite aggressive, and then he took a couple bad, I think, suspensions, right, for hits from behind or cross checks from behind at world tournaments. And then I realized, I noticed that he became less aggressive in his play style. So that's not necessarily negative, but it's one thing I noticed about Edler as well. But and my interactions with him at charity events, at the golf tournaments, have been generally very positive. So I do like Alex Edler quite a bit, but I don't have a standout moment to him other than he was part of the Sedin's passing play when they scored in their very last game at home. Going to home opener, sweet, jealous. Beastly, miss you. How are you, brother? I was so sleepy earlier, but I was like, I'm not missing this. This is for you, Clay. Well, thank you, Jasker, and thank you for being generous with your donations over the past week. I appreciate it. Is Tanev now the last active player from 2011? He's got to be. He's got to be. Right? I can't think of anyone else. So my friend Chris Seifert is now starting up his own YouTube channel. I'm not sure if you have any content on there yet, but that is formerly Chris Seifert. It is now Chris on Canucks. Happy to see you. I've indeed, I don't want to get in trouble here. So yes, I've been able to part with some tickets. Let's talk off the stream, BC Beasley. Well, I don't know. That wasn't intentionally meaning to be disrespectful. I'm pressed to think of another one right now, to be honest with you. Do you think Edler would be a worthy candidate for the Ring of Honor or jersey retirement? Definitely not a jersey retirement, because I think there are better players that are in the Ring of Honor that haven't had their jersey retired. I think he's borderline Ring of Honor. I would tend to say yes, but I'm thinking of who's on, and I guess Matthias Ohlund is up there, right? Harold Snips is up there. So there's a few defensemen up there already. So there's Harold Snips, as I mentioned, Pat Quinn, who is technically demented, Matthias Ohlund. Using that criteria, I would not have a problem if Alex Edler was named to the Ring of Honor, to be honest with you. Good chance that you'll be going. Sweet, Edmund. Ryan Whitney was back on Spit and Chicklets today, and he said he is good with Canucks fans because they reached out to him during a really rough time with family. He also thinks the Canucks are for real. I did not hear that, Ricky. So maybe I will check that out. Is it worth listening to? Yeah, interesting. Yeah, he did rant at Canucks fans back in May, right? And then, if I may, just because I'm having trouble recalling what happened with his family, Ricky, if you can refresh me, that would be awesome. As a player who was a scorer in junior high draft pick and then had to evolve into a defensive stopper, what are your thoughts on Malhotra being the AHL Canucks coach? I think it's great. I think, I heard the interview on Sportsnet 650 where he basically said he had to modify his game. And I think he's a smart guy. He's great defensively, responsible, great teammate, good leader. So for all those reasons, I think it's great that he's coaching the Abbotsford Canucks. Edler was awesome. Always gave 110%. Clay, what if Quinn wins his second Norris this season? Does that mean he's considered top 3 for sure in defenseman? If you mean in the league, yes. I think a second Norris would cement it. I think some would put him in the top 3 already. I've seen, obviously Makar is in those lists. I've seen Adam Fox. I think Heiskanen, Darlene, and Theodore, and those guys are kind of McAvoy are kind of like the next level. You'll see next level down. I'd actually put him in the top 3 D-men right now with Makar and Hughes. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure there's a lot that the Sedins own a lot of records for sure. The best part of the Canucks season starting is not having the Blue Jays ram down our throat. Yeah, a lot of times I go to Sportsnet 650 to listen to a show and they're covering a Blue Jays game. Thank you, Shannon, for the encouragement about the bowling. Speculation on when the earliest Demko can return. No, but maybe Jaskrin will hear a bit more about it as the team gathers for training camp later this week. You just moved and have baby number 2 coming next year. That is awesome. Congratulations. We can't just put every 2011 guy in the ring. That's fair. It's not that Edler took 15 seasons. Just we haven't had a pure dynamic defenseman in our existence as a franchise. Quinn is the gem. Yeah, one of a kind for sure. Stop is saying Edler's not Ring of Honor material. That is fair. Wife and I were talking about you and your family the other day. We're having 2 boys. Talked about whether we do what you did and try for a girl like you guys did. Wife isn't having it. Well, I don't know how intentionally you guys plan things, but I don't want to speculate. But the 2 boys, then followed by the 3rd girl, it worked out for us. Edler doing puck drop on ceremony, I presume so, Jaskrin. I wonder if Edler would have nominated for Norris if he didn't injure his back in 2010-11. Maybe not. Yeah, might not have won, but maybe nominated. Spit and Chicklets, Pacific Division. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, Simon, how do you think the Lions will bounce back in the next game? Oh, Lions? I hope they play better. They have a bye week now, though, right? That was very disappointing against Toronto. VXS should really consider being a coach too, or defensive coach. He'd be good. Edler is definitely Ring of Honor. He did a lot for this team. I think Edler is more than deserve a Ring of Honor, but it's a different situation. One, he should have stayed, not going to a contending team, but I would love Edler getting in the ring. BC, is BC still in the chat? I would love to know what he thinks about Alex Edler, who played for his beloved Kings. Didn't realize Edler currently leads Canucks defenseman, all-time goals, assists, points, games, and face-offs. Was that on there? I didn't even see that. Clay Spin Chickens did a Pacific Division preview. I also forgot what it was that happened, but he asked for privacy at that time. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Going to the Penguins game and the home opener. Those are 2 good games. Hey, Tyler, I talked about this actually in the first few minutes of the stream. I won my matchup, but I just bowled okay. Just okay. Besides Besser, who needs a contract? Great question. I'm looking at the list right now. UFA after the season is only Besser, Pius Suter, Daniel Sprong, and Phil DiGiuseppe, Tucker Pullman, Derek Forbert, Noah Gilson. So 7 players. And then only 1 RFA at the end of the season. That's Niels Hoglander. Yeah, no, Trevor Linden is already jersey retired, so he won't be Ring of Honor. Special Olympics is starting bowling on October 7th. Nice. When do you think preseason media availability happens? I think actually Patrick Allvin's going to meet the media day 1 of camp already, but I don't know if that's if you consider that a big one, or maybe he'll do a couple throughout the preseason. Do I think the Sedins will ever be head coaches? What a great question. My gut feeling is no, but it's not because they don't have the ability. They might not want it. I don't know. Great time to be a sports fan of Vancouver. Canucks are competitive. Lions are entertaining. They certainly are. Whitecaps are good value. Yeah, that's fair. Whitecaps battling for that last playoff spot for sure. Yeah, no, Faber's been quiet because he works for the Canucks now. So he hasn't been quiet when it comes with the Canucks, but he doesn't do Canucks Army or Canucks Conversation or any of those things because he's full blown Canucks. No, not you. There's another person in here with initials BC who used to live in LA. He's the Kings fan, not you. I want to go to the Leafs game. I would definitely get into it with every Leafs fan in a good way, though. I want to feel the atmosphere. What was it, Clay? Like Clay last season? Did I go to the Leafs game last year? I don't even know. This is so bad. Was it last season? I know when I went, it was absolutely crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I can't remember who won, but I do remember because I think I made a big deal, right? That was my first ever Leafs game. I don't even know. Refresh me, guys. Did the Canucks beat the Leafs at home last year? Maybe it wasn't as memorable as I thought it'd be. How would you rank them in terms of who you liked? Who I liked? Olin Hamhus Jovo Edler. Doesn't mean I didn't like Edler. It's just fourth on that list. Simon, I don't know who's going to be on waivers yet. Not to avoid your question, but I just don't know enough about the other rosters. So it'd be very hard for me to venture a guess. Sedin's always struck me as behind the scenes kind of guys. That's fair. I love Vancouver. I love the city. We are so fortunate to live here. So much opportunity and entertainment. Amazing city. Yes. And very, very expensive. Thoughts on the Harley, Lindell, and Raymond contract? Raymond, I think, was underpaid. I think they got a really good deal. Harley and Lindell, I didn't see Harley's 2 times 4. Or is that Lindell? Isaac, tell me what the contracts are and I'll react a little better. But I know that I thought the Raymond one was underpaid. Could Kessler retire as a Canuck? I could see it. Is he next? Perhaps. We won. Oh, that was the crazy game, right? Oh no. If that was the crazy, what was the 1-2 seasons ago where Toronto went up, then we went up, and then now I'm getting so mixed up. Hey, James, how many preseason games will Canucks regular starters play in? Is it mostly Abby, Canucks, and bottom 6? Yeah, you do have to, the league mandates that you have to start a minimum number of veterans. Now, they don't have to be really good veterans. Canucks have 6 preseason games, or 7, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 6. I see the big guys, the main roster, playing in the final 2 or 3. Edler was my second favorite player growing up behind Daniel. Had a great career, and I wish we never let him go in the first place. Same with Tanev. That's fair. Are the Sedins going to be on the bench this year? I don't think so. You might see them once in a while, but I think they're still more Abbotsford. Why is Edler not being retired on an LA Kings versus Vancouver game? Maybe, just maybe, they wanted to do it early in the season, and they don't want to do home opener, so they picked the second game. I don't know. 6-4 win against the Leafs at home last year. Yeah, I don't think I went last year. I think I went 2 years ago. How do I get through this month? Waiting for NHL season to start. It feels like it takes forever this time of year. Any recommendations to pass time? Yeah, come join us every night at 11 o'clock. Exercise, maybe catch up on some Netflix, watch the NFL or some other sports. Carol says that she think I did go to the game last year and we won. But I thought I was at a wedding. No, I was at a wedding. Was the game in January, you guys? Because if it was on a Saturday in January, I'm pretty sure that I was at a wedding. Canucks beat Leafs 7-4. In fact, Canucks have won 19 of the last 20. What? That's crazy. Nobody's underpaid as Crosby. I agree. I hope one day we see one Sedin as GM and the other as head coach. That would be fun. Hey, RNG. Thoughts on Crosby's contract? What a steal. What a steal. Harley, 2 times 4. Lindell, 5 times 5.25. I think those are both fair. What are people saying? Are those overpaid? I think those are fair. Hey, Clay, I can't move the TV. The TV schedules come up for the Canadian teams. What do you think about that? It's on Sportsnet. Simon, not sure what you're asking. I do know that 78 of the 82 games are on Sportsnet and 4 this year on Amazon Prime. With Dakota Joshua gone, is that spot going to Lekkerimäki and maybe Garland switches to the left? Yeah, I don't know if I like Garland on the left, but I think Lekkerimäki will have to win it outright. So I don't make that connection right away. It really depends on how good his training camp and preseason is. How far would he drop in the standings if Dem goes out? If Dem goes out like long term, I think that counts for a good 1 or 2 place drop. So maybe instead of battling for first, we're battling for 3rd or 4th. Are preseason games worth the money? Be honest. It depends how much you pay. If you pay regular season prices, then no, it's definitely not worth it. If you go for tickets that are free or very cheap, then it is worth it because it's still nice being in the arena. And it's anyone who likes prospects and likes future, prospects for the Canucks, then I think it's worth it. Just then you get a chance to see these guys before they become pros. Swapping a lot of shifts for Canucks games. Do you think they asked Edler when he came in the spring for Game 7 against it? I don't know. I have no clue when they started talking about this. January 20th. Yes, that makes sense. I was emceeing a wedding, so I did not go to the game. Imagine one Sedin has to fire the other Sedin as the coach. Let's hope we never get to that. Amazon exclusive games, both ours and the rest of the league. Yeah, I didn't read everything. I just know that 4 of the Canucks games are on Amazon. Is that some sort of package with the reality show that they did or doing? They couldn't use. I don't know. I got to give this some more thought. I'm sure a lot of people will be upset. Those that don't have is Amazon Prime, right? I'm sure there'll be some people upset if they don't have access to Amazon. How many goals does Sprong get? I'll say 18. Does he finish the year as a Canuck? I would say so, especially if the Canucks are gearing up for a playoff run. They're going to want his scoring. Leafs game was January 20th. Thank you. 4 games on Amazon, not good for the people that don't have it. I agree. I'm lucky I kept Amazon Prime for Top Gear Grand Tour because I got to keep it another year. Yeah, if you really want to see those 4 games. 6-4 Canucks win January 20th. Thank you, Jay. Good night, Shannon. Nice to see you. Take care. I hope you had a great trip with Rob. How many players are in total are invited to training camp? Enough to make 3 squads. So I think, well, but it's not 3 full squads, right? Like it's not 3 times 23. Is it 3 times 18 or 20? No, there's no way it's 60. Maybe there's somewhere between 60 seems like a lot. Maybe they don't go full. Yeah, they don't have 3 full squads, but they at least have 2 full squads because they have scrimmage. So maybe somewhere between 45 and 55 players. I think that's what it is, Steven. If you're hanging out with a buddy and it's cheap tickets, then preseason can be worth it. I think that's fair. Flame home opener is against Philly. I'm thinking it'd be Goudreau tribute that night as the team he grew up watching. Yeah, that would make sense. And then, of course, something that's whenever Columbus has their first home game as well. Starting 5. Too bad the NHL can't do things like that. Players are discouraged from showing personality. Yeah, they often say that hockey players don't show the most personality. And when they do, like a PK Subban, a lot of people don't like it. Not sure you touched on this. Who will start with Garland? Then who would you like to see? I could see a Kiefer Sherwood moving up to a third line to play like Sherwood, Garland, and Suter or Bluger. That would be very intriguing to me. Then your fourth line becomes whoever falls out of the top, whether it's Heinen or Hoglander or Sprong with Bluger or Suter. And now there's a chance for, I don't think I put Lekkerimäki on a fourth line. So maybe like a Di Giuseppe Nozomon is going to have a shot if none of the young guys make it this year. Do you think Demko's situation is going to turn into a Carey Price predicament? I don't think so. I sure hope not. Lekkerimäki disappointed me big time, 0 points and needed to produce. I think it was a very troubling tournament for him. Okay, so I will respectfully say that is why you can't just go by box scores, because everyone that was there were saying he was the most dominant player on the Friday night and he performed well on the Sunday and Monday as well. And if you saw highlights or was watching the game, you know that he hit a couple of posts throughout the tournament and could have easily popped in a couple of points, a couple of goals even. So, not saying that you have to agree with what I'm saying, but I will say that I don't think anyone out there was disappointed, only if you're looking at point totals, and you're welcome to do that as well. Besides DeBrusk, who of our new signings do you have the highest hopes for? I think Kiefer Sherwood's going to be sneaky really good. Really, really good. Amazon games are included with Prime or purchasable without a Prime. Okay, that's good to know. 15 goalies in camp. And I know, Adam, I know you say it every night. You're not thrilled with Thatcher Demko and his health right now. When is some of your favorite games that you want to go to in the NHL schedule? I haven't decided which games I'm going to, but I always love seeing Colorado. I like seeing Tampa. I like seeing Florida as the champs. Edmonton's going to always be fun. I usually don't go to the Toronto, Montreal ones. I used to like going to see Winnipeg because they're my second favorite team. So there's some for you. Sherwood with 35 points. Okay, I'll take that to my Canucks After Dark prediction show next week or in 2 weeks. Hey, Andy. Lankin has no choice to sign with the Canucks. Well, what do you mean? Because he'll be stuck without a contract? Irvin, great question. My mom enjoyed the stream. She thinks she could have done better, but I thought she was great. Like, I didn't need her to be perfect. I just wanted her to be herself. And she certainly was. And it was cute. Right before we came on, she goes, is there anything, any story that you don't want me to tell, or is there anything that you don't want me to say? I said, no, you say whatever you want. Who's your cup final prediction? I'm going Dallas versus, I don't know who's in the East. Maybe New Jersey makes a run this year. No, but from non-playoffs though to maybe Dallas and the Rangers. I got to think about that one. All that matters at the end of the day is the numbers. Yes, perhaps, but not for me, not for a young stars tourney. How affordable is a playoff ticket? Think of getting a game after I get my marketing bachelor's degree. Last year, playoff tickets were 2 or 3 times the price of regular season tickets. So it was costing people, say, 150, 200 bucks a seat, as opposed to like 60 or 70 bucks for the cheapest tickets. So it depends. Smart with everything. It depends where you want to sit. Always better to be yourself and not to try to impress so hard. Yeah, I can't remember what we were talking about, but I agree with that. Dallas and New Jersey will be the weakest final. Yeah, I just think Dallas is a really good team, and I actually struggle to think of my Eastern Conference team just yet. Any chance you have an in with the marketing team? I used to, but no longer. They've turned over almost all their employees. So the ones that I used to work with, deal with, collab with, are not there anymore. Will the Canucks win a cup in our lifetime? I'm saying yes. I'm willing to spend $200 on a playoff. Yeah, that's fair. $500 for nosebleed game 7 versus the Oilers. I didn't know it was that expensive. There's no I in team. Can't remember what we were talking about, but sure. Hey, Clay, you think PD hits 100? Corey, I think he's going to wind up somewhere between 95 and 99. That's my guess. Is it possible to have a great game? It's possible to have a great game without showing up on the score sheet. I agree. I didn't realize how much I missed these streams until they came back. Thank you, BCBC. I appreciate that. And what's my personal view on Vilmer Ulrichsen? What I saw, he was great. Good size, and he's a name like Kudryavtsev as well. I was very impressed with him as well. So there's some guys that I'm looking forward to following over the next little bit. Atmosphere very different playoff compared to season. Absolutely, yes. Especially when they came out to U2. It was nuts. Does Channing still work for the Canucks? I have not talked to her in a few months, so I got to find out, Ricky. She was great. The in-stadium viewing parties were cool. They were. There goes Spartan. I'll see if I can track someone down for you for sure. There is an I and win. Thoughts on your fantasy hockey team? Okay, this will be the last one I answer, and then I got to get going. Kaprizov, Reinhart, Kane, Horvat, Dahlin, McAvoy, Morrissey, Pietrangelo, Mark Stramella. Don't like your goaltending, but I think your forwards are pretty good with Pastrnak, Reinhart, Kaprizov. Yeah, and your defense are okay, not great. I like Dahlin and McAvoy, but if Dahlin's not actually they're decent point. I've had Morrissey before. Yeah, not bad. I think your goaltending is a little weak, but not bad. I would choose bust a move by Young. No, they would never choose that for sure. Did they ever say what happened to Kate Patterson? Nope, they have not said anything publicly. And Spartan says, thanks, Clay. You're a really good person. Thank you. I think that you are as well. Canucks Rangers, run it back, 1994. Friends, I got to go. I got to wrap this up and get going to my church. Thank you for being here. Sorry to be so rushed, but it was an important day. We want to talk about Dakota Joshua. I want to talk about Alex Edler. Join me tomorrow night at 11 p.m. where I won't be as rushed. I can stay on a bit longer, and we will preview the Canucks training camp all the way from the forwards to the defense to the goaltending and talk about the battles that we are in for. Well, we're not battling, but the players are in for to get to earn a spot on the team. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame franchise members. Thanks for your support, and thanks to all you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, make sure you subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. Thank you to Jaskaran for leaving the donation, making sure we weren't shut out today. Thank you, Jaskaran. And thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate and Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 11 p.m., same time, same place, we will preview the Canucks training camp. And don't forget that on your way out, I say the bad joke and you rate it out of 10. 1 being that sucked, 10 being that was the funniest thing I've heard, or at least the funniest thing I've heard in some time. You guys are awesome. I'm awesome. Canucks are awesome. Dakota Joshua is awesome. Alex Edler is awesome. We are all awesome. I'll see you tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. By the way, did you know that dogs can bark up to 500 times per day? Yeah, 500 times a day a dog can bark. Well, at least it's a rough estimate. Rough estimate. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.